Hello, Singaporeans. Thank you for supporting Ben's Social Club, and I hope you will watch my other videos in my channel. Click like and share so that more people can watch it. Meanwhile, I will be away Singapore for about 2 weeks. So for an art trip overseas. But I will try also to share some travel videos on and off, and so please look out for my videos. Today, I speak not to provoke but to reflect and to question. For decades, the PAP has ruled Singapore without interruptions. It has become a global anomaly, a country that holds regular elections yet consistently returns the same party to power time and again. Some even say leaders from North Korea and China admire and envy the PAP. Why? Because here elections happen, yet obedience remains. Some things this way. The population listens, complies, agrees, and the ruling party stays. But we must ask ourselves, is this truly democracy or just a controlled illusion of choice? Why is it that so many Singaporeans today seem comfortable, even eager, to live in a tightly controlled environment? What do you think? Where the press is regulated, freedom of speech is limited, and independent voices are silent or ignored. Why are so many willing to accept information fed to them by the government without hesitation or critical thought? Have we as a people become too fearful to question? Some say the PAP is afraid not of instability, but of Singaporeans who are independent-minded, who think critically, and who dare to challenge. The state has for decades crafted a culture of obedience. It controls the media. It punishes dissent with lawsuits. It warns us of chaos if we vote differently. But what is a nation without bold, questioning citizens? What do you think? What is a government that fears being held accountable? For example, we were told by the late Lee Kuan Yew that our HDB flats were sound investments, that their value will never drop. Many believe him. But now, as the reality of the 99-year lease sets in, we see the truth. When the lease ends, your HDB becomes zero. It returns to the state. You and your children are left with nothing. So, let me ask, was that a promise or a carefully constructed illusion? Singaporeans are now waking up, I hope so. We realize that many of our flats will not be selected for sales. We realize that we may not be building wealth for our children after all. Instead, many of us are sitting on a ticking time bomb where our most valuable asset may become worthless within our lifetimes. This is not just a policy failure. It is a question of trust. So I ask again, is this a government we can truly rely on? Also, remember former PAP Minister Khaw Boon Wan spoke about HDB affordability in 2015. But did you know that from 2015 to 2025, many people's salaries have barely increased, while BTO prices have skyrocketed? All these are important issues we need to question this PAP government. On the HDB 99 years lease issue, I have an idea, but I don't claim to be an expert. But I mentioned this many times. It could work out with careful, proper planning. Let me say it here again. A new policy framework can be established for HDB public housing, providing flats with a tenure structure comparable to freehold status. This will ensure that the value of the HDB flats does not depreciate to zero upon expiry of the current 99-year lease, while remaining distinct from the private property market. Yes, while remaining distinct from the private property market to uphold the primary purpose of HDB as affordable public housing. Ownership rules should also be strengthened. Individuals should be permitted to own only one HDB, and a new regulation should prohibit concurrent ownership of both an HDB flat and private property. Do you agree with me? I can tell you, if one day the PAP government is doing this, those PAP diehard supporters will say PAP care for the people. But when oppositions like me say this, they will attack and give nonsensical reasons to say this is bad idea. What do you think? Do we want this type of Singapore, where people don't have an independent mind and think critically and can only be echo chamber of the PAP and can't speak with their own reasons, but can only use or copy words from ChatGPT, AI, or whatever from the PAP to reason things? Anyway, a reliable government should welcome scrutiny. It should empower its people to think, speak, and challenge, not discourage it. It should tell the full truth, not half-truths. It should plan for long-term needs of its people, not just sell dreams that eventually expire. For the next general election, I urge every Singaporean to reflect deeply. Do not vote out of fear. Do not vote out of habit. Ask yourself, is this the future you want for your children, your grandchildren? Because a Singapore that silences its people, that hides hard truths, that fears independent minds, is not the Singapore our founding leaders promised. It is time to think bravely. It is time to vote wisely in the next general election. And in GE 2025, I think people can notice that the SDP, PSP, RDU, and WP have proven to be credible and reliable opposition parties in Singapore. In my own view, to strengthen opposition unity and prevent a return to one-party dominance and own-self-check, own-self governance, some Singaporeans also say it will be wise for the SDP, PSP, and RDU to consider forming a coalition. In the next GE, it is very important Singaporeans should consider voting in candidates from across different opposition parties to ensure diverse voices are represented in Parliament. Do you agree? Lastly, I would love to hear your thoughts, and please click like and share this video so that more people can watch videos from Ben's Social Club, because you know that our mainstream media will not promote and share with the people. I am Ben Puah. Thank you.